So this session just happened yesterday, and I thought I would share it with the internet. This is the origin story of Kasaya, Biker Jesus, an NPC designed to be a random base accessory, turned major character through the most fortuitous dice rolls I've ever seen. The setting. Set around OBBY, but off in the unknown regions, outside the grasp of the Empire. I believe the GM plans to offer us the opportunity to do Empire stuff when we are higher level, but for now it was just a setting with a few trained Force sensitives and no organized temple. The party. Chumba, the Hutt. He does crime things and is looking to build up a profitable business. Tana, the fallen Jedi crone. She could not let her fear of death go and was taught that fear led towards darkness. She is my character. Her character arc is to try and fail to go Sith, eventually becoming redeemed over the campaign. A few others that don't do much for this particular story. We had recently achieved a victory in our latest quest. We'd been hired to infiltrate and dismantle a powerful gang on some planet because the police force was hopelessly infiltrated and corrupted by said gang. With some mildly unethical tactics and staging a fake assassination attempt on the gang leader in order to kidnap him to a medical facility, we gathered all the intel we needed and had taken the gang down with the help of a few clean cops. However, the Hutt had other ideas. He figured that there were probably some competent people in the organization who would be more use working for him than rotting in jail. Shortly before the raid, he approached a few of them and used the trust built during the infiltration. He had them all evacuate off-planet before the raids closed in and recruited them. He got 11 people out, 5 nameless mooks and 6 named mooks. One of these people is our boy Kasaya, a Keldor. The DM decided that one of the mooks would be an untrained Force sensitive, one of the street racers that worked for the gang. Tana naturally decided this ability when the group was returned to our little asteroid base. He'd become an experiment in how effective Sith teachings were. Tana essentially plucked him from the group and dragged him off, informing him that he was indeed Force sensitive and doing her best to leave him confused, emotional, and a bit angry. Even lifting him from the ground when he called Force powers magic. Then, with a confused and hopefully emotional initiate in her makeshift temple, as she was now called, she laid her hand on his forehead and sent him into a Force trance, which is an ability that Jedi have in this system. For willing participants through the actual mechanical effect is essentially just a double speed long rest and some more healing. She begins creating a mild tempest in the Force and does her best to sweep the veil from his spiritual vision to expose him to the Force, grand and true. A tumultuous awakening designed to play into what she knew of Sith teachings and emotional control over power. Cue the GM rolling for him to resist the dark and laughing a bit. First actual roll for this guy. Natural 20. A fucking course it was natural 20. To maintain his calm. The guy begins giving off an aura of calm and serenity, calming the artificial tempest around him a little through unconscious ability and strength. A clearly Jedi-leaning style. Guy is naturally good at that, it turns out. Well, damn. I guess Tana needs to teach him the way she was taught, instead of testing out dark side instructions. She immediately stops trying to make things hard and emotional for him, calming the Force and apologizing to her student for her behavior. He has proven himself worthy of proper instruction instead of experimental teaching. He takes being informed he was going to be an experiment fairly well, all things told. She leaves him to process what has just happened. Being made aware of all the galaxy and all its grandeur is rough at the best of times, without that experience being sudden, violent, and emotionally aggravated state. Her instruction is to calm and process, and if he can attempt to mediate on his own, without her help, since she needs to tie up a loose end from a quest for a day and doesn't at all expect him to pull off his task before she returns. More rolls have been made as things go around the rest of the party. Normal rolls. It gets back early around to Tana, and the GM roll for Kasaya again. Natural 20. Bullshit. Second time. This dude is handling it like a champ, apparently. The GM decides he is clearly strong in the Force, and he gets that feat for free. About the only thing about him stated so far besides his race. He managed to meditate properly once. Well, now we are all curious. 2 20s in a row for this guy out of 2 rolls. Another player in the party suggests a further roll, saying something like, at this point it's going to either be a 1 or a 20. He was right, and the GM rolled. Natural 20. Third time. Yeah, okay. Dice gods have been blessed this sucker, clearly. GM decides he gets a force power for being awesome, and finds a randomizer. Don't know which one, or where it was, sorry. Post a screenshot. Force light. This random minion can radiate the light side of the Force like a beacon, burning away the dark, and damaging characters with dark side points. Is this guy related to a Jedi Master or something? Well, we got to roll. At this point, why not? 20s. He is related to Plo Koon. Any number? Nope. I kid you not. Natural 20 fourth time. GM is calling BS at the dice roller and gets her physical dice. Her boyfriend there to watch and verify rolls. Natural goddamn 20 fifth time. This is the most implausible thing I've ever counted on tabletop. This isn't a string of them. There are other dice being rolled for other players as the session goes on, but the only 20s that came up were always for this random NPC. And every roll for this random NPC was a 20 and nothing else. Fuck it. This guy's important enough to get stats. We'll use the dice for our player characters too. 4DB3. Roll 4 dice, remove the lowest die, sum the remaining 3. Unfortunately, not a string of 18s. That would be too good. Still amazing dice rolls all around. And Saga player characters have destinies. Essentially, they are your character's goal. They can be things like corrupt a place or person, train someone, redeem someone, find something, and so on. They give minor bonuses when you work towards it, penalties when it becomes harder to achieve, and if you pull it off, you get a cool bonus and can pick a second destiny. It's a cool mechanic that makes players think about what they want to do, and helps GMs understand where the player characters are going. Well, Kasaya is quite clearly the Dice God's character, so we let them decide. Get a list of all the destinies in a roll. Redemption. Kasaya's destiny is to redeem someone or something. Tana's character arc includes being redeemed. A Force sensitive that's strong in the Force, radiates spiritual light to burn away evil, and is great at being calm, with a destiny to redeem his new master. Just randomly recruited from his life as an illegal swoop bike racer. This is the most improbable collection of rolls I've ever encountered in a game. Suffice it to say, this minor random has been blessed by the Dice Gods. He has a 100% critical success rate, 5 out of 5. This NPC has an average roll of 20 on a d20. Unfortunately, the session was ended yesterday, so his string may continue, or it may not. I mean, that just seems like internet bullshit, right? I don't think that mathematically rolling 5